Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm the liquidity alchemist and I'm going to be showing you guys how I use the BBMA strategy to catch my trades. So what I'm going to say is if you're going to use the BBMA strategy, then you're not just going to use the strategy on its own. You're going to add it with something else, let's say SMC, MSNR or ICT or something else. So it's not safe to use the BBMA alone, only since it's an indicator strategy and it's not that accurate. So let's see what I'm to do, how I add the indicator on my charts and everything. So what I want to do is I want to go to the indicators tab and I want to search for BBMA. So I'm going to have this one, BBMA Omar Ali by Zach Deans. This one, BBMA Omar Ali by Zach Deans. That's the one I use. So this is what you're going to have on the chart when you tap on it. This is what you're going to have on the chart. So we have I think three types of indicators here. We have the Bollinger Band, which are the green, the brown, and the orange. So those are the Bollinger Bands, and we also have the purple lines. These purple lines are moving averages. So these two above here are called the moving average 5 and 10 high, while these two below are called the moving average 5 and 10 low. Then we also have the blue line, which the blue line signifies our direction. This signifies the trend. You see when price is above the blue line, it indicates that we are actually in a bullish momentum. When price is below the blue line, it's actually bearish. So we are going to set this in a way we are going to understand it. So this blue one is the EMA 50. So I want us to do this in a way we are actually going to understand. So what do I do? I want to set them up the way it's going to be comfortable. So for all the lines for the Bollinger Band, we are going to make it black, 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 black. So we're going to leave this moving average, this EMA 50, this EMA 50, the blue line, we're going to let it be. Then we're going to come to this purple line. So you want to separate the moving average 5 and 10 high from the moving average 5 and 10 low. You want the two to be separated. That means you have the same color. So this one, let's see. All right, I'm going to make the moving average 5 and 10 lows green and the moving average 5 and 10 low high. I'll make them red like this. I'll make these ones red. So the reason why I'm doing this is so in case you guys are confused, we sell when prices are the red zones and we buy when prices are the green zone. So that's the reason why I'm making them these two different colors. So now currently we have three lines when it comes to the Bollinger Band. So look closely. We have this is the upper Bollinger Band. This one, the line which is above, the black line which is above is the upper Bollinger Band. And we have this black line in the center at the center. This black line at the center, we call it the middle Bollinger Band. We call it mid BB or mid Bollinger Band. While the one at the bottom, we call it the lower BB or lower Bollinger Band. So price actually moves in this route. We call this a route where price actually moves inside. You can see price actually moves in the root of the Bollinger Band. That means the direction where the Bollinger Band is going to, price is going to that direction. So now we have the moving average, the EMA 50, this one, the exponential moving average 50. So this EMA 50 simply determines the trend. It simply tells us which way price is actually going to at the moment. You can see price is actually bearish, bullish currently here. Currently here too, price is actually bullish. So it helps determine the trend. So now we have some few letters on the BBMA. Let's see, we are using what time frame is this? This is the daily. Let's try weekly. All right. Let's use another pair which is actually very, very movable. Okay, let's use Euro USD. Okay. So now here's an example of how the BBMA works. So now Whenever price, one thing now, let me draw it out so you guys don't get confused. So let's say we call this our upper Bollinger Band, and this is our middle Bollinger Band. Yes, our lower Bollinger Band. So now, one thing you want to understand now here is whenever price close, whenever a candlestick closes out of the upper Bollinger Band, like this, we call this a momentum move by. That means price have more momentum to move to the upside. So we are not going to trade the Bollinger Band in a way that whenever price goes out of the Bollinger Band, price is going to reverse. We are going to be selling no. Whenever price closes out, closes like it breaks the upper Bollinger Band and closes out of the Bollinger Band. For instance, like this one, we are going to consider this a moving av a um we are going to call this a momentum candlestick. That means price has more momentum to move to the upside. So what are we going to do? We are going to expect price to give us a little pullback like this, come back inside few candles and buy at a moving average 5 and 10 low right here. And we have this move to the upside like this. So if this one close again above the Bollinger Band, we expect price to retrace inside here and move to the upside. If it gives us another candle which closes out, we expect price to fall back here, then move to the upside. That's simply how it works. So now, whenever price breaks this mid Bollinger Band and close below, yeah, we call this a directional candlestick, a CSAK sell. This is a CSAK sell, means price has changed direction, price wants to move lower. The next candle you're going to see is a bearish momentum candle, meaning it closed below the moving average, below the lower Bollinger Band. So what are we expecting? We're going to expect price to retrace inside here and sell off. If it gives us another momentum candlestick, going to expect price to retrace and sell off. So that's just how it works. That's just how it actually works. So I'm going to show you guys on the chart. I hope it's going to be clear. So now, for instance, the indicator is going to indicate it itself, is going to point it out. For instance, here we have a momentum move by. If we zoom clearly without this, forget about the extreme move sell here. We have a momentum move by, yes, another momentum move by, meaning these candlesticks close out of the Bollinger Band. Can you see this candle close out of the Bollinger Band? This one too close out of the Bollinger Band. It indicated here momentum move by. If I take off this red, let's see if we can take off this sell signal. Extreme, 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 extreme. Let's take it off. Extreme move sell, right? So now this is it. We have this momentum move by. We have this momentum move by. Momentum move by. It's trying to tell us that we have price moving up. We have a momentum to move to the upside. So what are we expecting? We need price to retrace, come back into our moving average 5 and 10 low, the green zone, and buy off. So what happened here? We had price retrace, came to our moving average 5 and 10 low, which we have here, and we had this. It indicates for us, it tells us a re-entry buy. And one thing about this indicator is it doesn't lags. Like it don't come after when price have already started moving to a direction. Immediately price steps into this, inside this zone, in between these two green lines, it's going to indicate re-entry buy. Can you see? Another one re-entry buy telling you to buy at this point. If you buy here, you're going to make profit. This is on the weekly time frame. You're going to be buying to this point above. So this is another type of re-entry. This is another type of momentum candle, but we are not going to do that today. I'm going to explain that further. So let's check another one. This another one, we had this re-entry sale, but this re-entry sale was because of this momentum move. Yeah, we had this momentum move sale, meaning price closed below our Bollinger Band. Can you see what happened? Price had to retrace and enter inside the red zone. Whenever price comes to this red zone, that's where you're selling. You have a re-entry sale, price sold to this point. So we have MSV and we have all those stuffs. We are going to do that maybe in the next video, but let's focus on this right now. So here we had another momentum move by. Can you see? Here we have this momentum move by, meaning price close above, momentum move by, price close above our Bollinger Band, upper Bollinger Band. What do we expect? We expect price to come inside our re-entry zone, taps here, Can you see this is a re-entry zone? Taps inside these two green lines. These are moving average 5 and 10 low and move to the upside. You get, we use the moving average 5 and 10 high when it's in a sell scenario, and we use the lower moving average 5 and 10 low when it's in a buy scenario. So now, in cases that the candle crosses this mid Bollinger Band, we have like a change of trend. It closed below here. We call this a CSAK, meaning a candlestick direction, CSAK sell. What are we expecting price to retrace inside this moving average 5 and 10 high? You see, you catch your sell to the downside. That's just how it works. Yeah, that's just how it works. Here is a directional candlestick here. Price retrace to our moving average 5 and 10 low. We had a buy to the upside. So we have momentum candlesticks, this momentum move buy, and we have a CSAK buy. These are the two types of buy. Then we have a CSA buy. So I'm going to point those out in the next video. So in this video, I just want to show you guys how it actually works. How it actually works. So yeah, here's a directional candle, a CSAK buy, because it closed above the mid Bollinger Band. So you just any of these bands, you just want price to cross it and close below or above it. So here price close above this mid Bollinger Band, break the mid Bollinger Band, close above, we have a direction. What are we expecting? We're expecting price to retrace and come back to this moving average 5 and 10 low, this zone, this green zone, and we actually buy to the upside. You see price actually bought to the upside. That's how it works. Let's see here. We had a momentum move by, price came here, but gave us re-entry signals, told us this is a re-entry buy here, but didn't buy. That's why you have to actually accompany this strategy with another base strategy. You get this can help you with direction. Maybe if you use your SMC or you use your Malaysian support and resistance, you're not supposed to buy at this point. That's why you actually need something. Here we had the momentum move buy, price came re-entry buy, but didn't actually buy exactly at that point. It had to fall down a little before buying. So that's why you need it to accompany with another something. So here we have this momentum move buy. Momentum move buy, what happened? Price came to our re-entry zone. We had this buy to the upside. Let's check more, let's check more, let's check more. Here we had the momentum move sell. Momentum move sell because price closed below the sell, below the lower Bollinger Band. We had a reversal. I think this here could be the touch, but this was our re-entry sell. Sold a little bit, but didn't really continue playing out. It had to give us a directional candlestick for a change of trend, and market started buying. Here behind, we had this. This is a CSA buy, a CSA sell, sorry, because price closed below these two lines. So what are we expecting? Price return inside here gave us a re-entry sell signal. As I told you, whenever price tap into this zone, it's going to indicate re-entry sell right here. That's when you sell to the downside. Here's another one, momentum move sell. What happened? Price came into the zone, gave us a re-entry sell, went down to push down to the downside. So here's another one, momentum move sell. Price came up here, gave us re-entry sell signals. Sold. Momentum sell gave us re-entry sell signals. Sold. So just imagine yourself, you have a system like this that works like this. You see, it works. I will say it should be an 80%. It works 80% of the time. You get it works at least 80% of the time. So if you have something like this and you have your base strategy, which you are actually good at, let's be your SMC, your ICT, or your support and resistance, or whatever you trade, and you decide, okay, I want to add BBMA to it. You get you're actually going to make insane profits. You're actually going to catch high risk to reward trade. And there are so many strategies you can actually blend with this BBMA. And I'm going over the time, we are going to have videos. I'm going to provide videos on how you actually add them. And what I teach the others, I teach them how to actually join these strategies to bring up something we call the alchemist. You get so that's what I want you guys to be able to do. Here we have momentum move sell. Price came here, gave us a re-entry sell. Momentum move sell, price came here, gave us a re-entry sell. So you see on the weekly time frame, you already have your clear buyers. You already have your clear buyers. You clear buyers. This you expect price to come here and you have the sell. That's just all. That's all what you need. Yes, a CSA buy, CSA sales, but they won't be indicated. They won't be indicated on the indicator. It's just you to be able to use that then it's good to go. Here we're at a momentum move sell, but price didn't sell. Price didn't sell because maybe on the higher time frame we had a re-entry at this point. So, and I'll also show you guys there are also ways to confirm these re-entries. You don't just see there are reasons why most of this re-entry fails, and I can show you why it fails. Let's take a look at something. Let me show you guys why a re-entry fails or why a re-entry is supposed to hold. So this BBMA stuff is actually very, very broad. I won't lie, it's very, very broad. So very broad. It's a full strategy on its own, which you can actually trade on its own, but I won't advise someone to trade it alone. You can add it with something else. Yeah, like yeah, we have this momentum move sell. Can you see this? Momentum move sell. What happened? Price came, gave us a re-entry and sold to the downside. I think that was how I caught this sell right here. Gave us the sell to the downside. MHV, there are MHVs and everything. There are so many stuff. There are extremes. There are types of extremes, and those extremes, those are signals for you to enter whenever you have a re-entry. Let's see. I want to resend something because I don't want to cut price. There's an MHV. Let me see. Okay. All right. For instance, here, can you see here? This is a directional candlestick. This is a directional candlestick we have here. This is a directional candlestick. This one. We call this a CSA buy, meaning we have a because it closed above the mid Bollinger Band, meaning we have more potentials to buy to the upside. So what happened? Price actually retest and came back inside this zone right here. So it's not going to indicate re-entry buys here until it gave you a momentum move buy out of this Bollinger Band. So you have to just be smart enough to catch this. So if we hold this point at this zone here, this was the buy, we could crash to this point. So now let me show you how to confirm it. That's when we have to turn on what I closed. Extreme. So this point marked, this is our re-entry zone. You just need to mark out this zone. You go one time frame lower, that's daily time frame. In that zone, you want to see an extreme. So we have about 3 or 4 types of extreme, which we are going to cover up with time. So we have an extreme that retests the EMA 50. We have an extreme that goes out of the Bollinger Band. Then we have magic. We have an extreme A. We have an extreme B. We have magic extreme. There are 3 types of extremes we have. So this should be like an extreme B because it retested against this EMA 50. And if you go on 4 hours time frame, you're going to see the full BBMA structure, which is with MHV and everything. You're going to see an MHV there and everything signifying when you should buy and when you should not buy. This is an MHV. Here's an extreme. There is a CSAK buy and everything is an extreme where you are supposed to enter for this buy. So it indicates everything, but the strategy, if you're willing to learn the full strategy, it's actually going to cost you more time and it's very, very strenuous because it's actually difficult and confusing because of all the lines you are actually saying. So what I do is I stick to just the re-entry points, the re-entry parts, and how to know which re-entry zone is valid. We are not going to do that today. We're going to do that some other time. But one thing you should know is if you're using just re-entries, you're actually good to go. You can actually add it with your Malaysian support and resistance. And for those who trade Malaysian support and resistance like me, we use it for confirmations on which direction we are going to buy. So with time, I'm going to do more and more videos on how I use it for confirmations. So that is going to be all for today. This is just like a briefing on what we are going to be doing and how the BBMA actually works. How it actually works. Let's check on gold. Let's check on gold, how it works. This is weekly on gold. Can you see on gold we had this momentum move buy. Momentum move buy, what happened? Re-entry move buy. You see re-entry here. Forget about all the lines I have on my chart. Whenever I'm trading, I always have all of this. Let me make it a little bit clean. But let me just take this off. Everything. All right, it's a little bit better now. So now, can we see we have this momentum move by, momentum move by. What happened? Price retrace came to our re-entry zone, indicated re-entry by, gave us this move to the upside. You get. So once you've, for instance, once you've started, this is where your TP is going to be at this high. So we are going to be targeting right to this high. So here we had this is a CSA buy. CSA buy price came back to this re-entry. Gave us re-entry. This way you're going to get your buy from. And you see price is actually buying. Here we have momentum move buys. We are expecting price to come back to which zone? These green zones. These green zones move to the upside. Here's another one. We had this momentum move buy, re-entry into the green zone to the upside. See, we're actually bullish. Another one, momentum move by, re-entering the green zone, move to the upside. CSA buy, re-entry, move to the upside. Momentum move, candlesticks, re-entry, move to the upside. And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Let's look for sell scenarios. Sell scenarios on gold. Momentum move, sell. Momentum move, sell. Re-entry, downward. Momentum move, sell. Re-entry, downward. So that's on the weekly, also works same on daily time frame. All right, this is not the re-entry because price haven't gotten into this one yet. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Re-entry buy but failed. It's a re-entry buy but failed. So you should take note, it fails at times, but not all the time. Here we have an extreme directional candlestick, re-entry, sell. CSAK, CSA, re-entry, buy. CSA, re-entry, buy. Uh, Momentum move by, re-entry, didn't buy. Bought a little bit, but fell back to the floor. Re-entry, move up a little, came back down for buying, didn't work out. Momentum move buys, re-entry, buys. Momentum move buys, re-entry, buys. So let's say if you trade just re-entries, look at momentum move buys, re-entry, buy. If you decide to trade just re-entries, directional candlestick, re-entry, buy, re-entry, sell. If you decide to trade just re-entries, you're actually winning already. You get, if you decide to trade just re-entries, you're actually winning already. So I want to actually see reactions to this video. I have other videos I'm supposed to upload, how to blend this with Malaysian support and resistance, my strategy, how I trade. And I need much more reactions to this video. Then I'm going to actually upload the others. I want to see the reactions and how you guys are interested with it. Then I'm going to upload the others. So have a nice day. I've shown you guys how to add the indicator to your screen. You can add it and you backtest. You can go to your favorite pair, you check on it, how it works like crazy, mostly on the higher time frame, let's say H4, daily and weekly time frames. So thank you all. See you guys later.